One of the first premises around the strategy is to offer less. And what that really means is being very focused on your core, on what you really want to be good at. And so we had to make some really tough calls, and that included, with our medical community and our quality community, but really listening to what was important to customers and listening to what we could deliver very well helped in that regard. And we did have to make some tough choices, but in the end, it helped.
One example where we really decided to do less was in our maintenance business. So there was a time when we were doing pretty much any request that came through the door. Someone needed custom furniture built, or they needed an office build out. We were doing all of these really complicated projects. And what we saw was that, there were times when we were not meeting client expectations because we were taking on too much. We weren't able to do jobs profitably because they were more complicated than we knew. And it was creating bad outcomes for the business, bad outcomes from the customers, and also a bad employee experience. And so what we've recently done is really focus on what are the core things that we can do better than anybody else. And we see a ton of demand for very specific projects like mounting and hanging furniture assembly, painting, sort of like relatively low skill, very specific kind of high volume jobs that we're able to provide excellent trading against and provide a best-in-class experience to the customer. And for the more complicated jobs, we're able to partner with local businesses that specialize in things like building out a kitchen. And it's allowed us to create a better experience for all the stakeholders and also improve the fundamental economics of the business.
SKU reduction is a concept that we didn't discover in Zeynep's book. It's been sort of religion for Mudbay. It has been a religion that we have also sort of lapsed in. And I think one of the things we recognized after we embraced Good Job Strategy is that it was time for us to take up the religion of SKU reduction again, and we have. We have significantly cut the number of SKUs we carry, and what that's meant is less back office time spent managing SKUs. Another is less work for stores in dealing with SKU evolution. Another is just increasing the likelihood that a staffer knows a product well enough to be able to effectively recommend it or recommend against it. And the last, of course, is the supply chain impact, which is by concentrating sales in fewer SKUs, you increase buying power and can drive cost reductions, which we have done.
One of the things that set us apart is that you come into a Costco and you're not going to see, like in my case, in the meat department, you're not going to find 150 different cuts. What sets us apart is it's all going to be top quality, full displays of it, so you have plenty of choices. And by operating that way, we're able to work more on our production on those key items that we move a lot of, instead of getting tied down with things that might not sell as well. And that, if they don't sell, you're throwing them out, and that drives your prices up because it's created shrink. So we push things that are high in volume, good production, it keeps your shrink down. And that's why we can offer you great prices.
What you really need to make progress is day by day, you need leaders and staff throughout the organization to be making these little small impact decisions that push you just a little further in that direction. When a category manager is looking at 20 items in a sub category, you need them to think, we need to offer less. Can I get this down to 16? That's the sort of thing that's not getting planned at the level of the exec team. It's not showing up as a strategic initiative, but it's critical. Ultimately, all those small decisions and small actions are critical to success. And I think the only way you get that is to integrate the vision into everything you communicate and to everything you do, and then just to communicate and communicate and communicate.